Hello, I'm Corporal Sean Benson, and welcome to Police Report, brought to you by the men and women of the Baltimore County Police Department. This program brings you information on crime trends, crime prevention techniques, and information on police department activities and operations. In today's program, we will be speaking with Sergeant Anissa Watkins of the Police Department's Safe School Section. We will be discussing the Baltimore County Police Department School Resource Officer Program. We will also speak with Officer Cynthia Spriggs of the Police Department's Traffic Resource Management Section. Officer Spriggs will be discussing traffic and pedestrian safety with the beginning of a new school year. Soon, our children will be heading back to school. Baltimore County government and school officials work hand in hand to ensure a safe learning environment for students. An important factor in keeping our schools safe is the School Resource Officer Program. With the ever-evolving issues that face our children in today's world, the role of the School Resource Officer will continue to grow in the school system. Here to discuss school safety and the School Resource Officer Program is Sergeant Anissa Watkins. Thank you for being on the show today, Sergeant Watkins.
Thank you for having me today, Corporal Vincent.
I appreciate that. To start off, what is a School Resource Officer or an SRO?
So a School Resource Officer is a police officer who happens to be assigned to a school. All of our police officers start out in patrol. After 2 years of probation, they're allowed to apply for different units. So officers who are interested in working in schools, teaching, mentoring, and law enforcement piece apply for the School Resource Officer Program, and their precinct commander will decide on who will be assigned to the position.
Okay. And then when did the School Resource Officer Program start in Baltimore County?
So it was a pilot program started by Officer Don Bridges. He is actually the former NASARO president, National Association for School Resource Officers, back in 1997. Okay. And it began in 2 schools on the west side where he and another officer actually saw the need to build a community and build a rapport in schools and to bridge that gap between youth and law enforcement.
And based on them starting this pilot program, this evolved into a full-time program?
Yes, the program expanded and it's grown. Currently, we have 65 SROs. At the beginning of the school year, we will be up to 84 SROs. So we have 1 SRO in every middle school. We have 1 or 2 SROs in high schools across the county. And soon our program starts where we'll have officers floating in and out of our elementary schools within the county.
Okay. And you talked about some of the training that these officers go through. Do they receive any kind of teaching training?
Yes. So our officers are trained to teach. Not only are they police officers, they also have to go in to do law-related education. So we do train them on how to teach, how to mentor, how to develop lesson plans, how to interact and engage students in a classroom setting, which further helps them to bridge that gap.
Okay. And are any of the officers former teachers?
So we do have a few officers who are actually teachers, which is really a huge help to the program because they're able to help and mentor other officers who may, need a little bit of assistance with teaching.
Okay. And how's the interaction between the officers and the school officials, principals and teachers?
We have a great working relationship with our administrators in the Baltimore County Department of School Safety. They meet, they talk, they make plans, they help with emergency preparedness inside the school to ensure that they're prepared for any critical incident that may arise in the schools.
Okay. And some of the school shootings that we've seen across the country recently, there's been a focus placed on school resource officers. In response to that, you kind of already said Baltimore County is increasing the number of school resource officers, correct?
Correct. Not only are we increasing the number of school resource officers, we also train. Our officers go through very rigid active shooter training. They also go through training out of the state. They go through training in the state along with the schools. Currently, they're preparing to go to a different type of emergency response plan if there is an active assailant inside the school. So we work very closely with the school system to make sure that all of our staff is trained along with our police department.
Okay. And then do these officers go back to their teachers and administrators and explain this training, and they help them out in situations?
Yes, they help them out. They explain the training. They drill with them. They help them to create drills. They also help to drill with the students to ensure that they are prepared. So not only is our staff and students prepared. Our officers have to be ready to ensure that they are understanding what they're doing in the event of an emergency. As we had an emergency in 2012, many people are familiar with what happened at Perry Hall. So the students reacted, and so did the staff members. You know, the safety is everyone's responsibility. So we have to ensure that everyone is trained.
Yes, absolutely. And a part of the safety system that we have in place is the Safe School Office that you run, correct?
Correct. So the Department of School Safety is actually run by an executive director who works for the Baltimore County Police Department. Myself and my major, we share an office with BCPS. And then any event that something happens, we're all close and we can collaborate and work together. Inside the office, they have 4 zone managers. And what the managers do is they help with emergency preparedness and critical incidents for each school. And they communicate with the police. We communicate with the police and patrol, and then we communicate that information back to the school to ensure that everyone is following directions in the event of any type of emergency situation.
Interesting. And it sounds like the SRO is a key part of the school's community when he or she is in the building. But what is their mission?
So the mission is simple: bridging the gap between youth and law enforcement. When juveniles see that positive interaction inside the school, they look at the SRO as a role model. The SRO is a teacher. The SRO becomes a parent. He's not just a law enforcement officer inside of the building. He serves as that student's mentor, and then oftentimes students only want to speak to the SRO. In many cases, the SROs are able to develop great relationships with the family. So they, in fact, become a pillar within that community and within that school community.
Yes. And what we've seen is a lot of issues. The students bring the issues that are going on in the community into the school building, and our SROs have to deal with that, correct?
Yes, when occasionally social media, which is very different. The way that we police now is very different than the way that we policed 20 years ago. Lots of incidents start on social media, and unfortunately, they come into the school. When you have that SRO there, you have extra support there who also has support to several different resources outside of the school system that can help assist with students who are having those types of issues. But the issues that happen in our schools are issues that happen in pretty much any school that you would go to. But we work with administrators closely to make sure that we resolve everything.
Okay. And I know last school year we were dealing with the issue of a lot of information being shared on social media, somebody threatening to come to the school the next day and going to do something, or threatening assault. What can we share with parents to be aware of their children on social media and sharing information on social media?
So what we ask our parents to do is to please let us know if you see anything that looks threatening. If you feel that it's threatening, when in doubt, always call the police so that we can come out and investigate. We also want you to really monitor your child's social media. We know with today's technology is very different. It's constantly evolving. It's always changing. We need you to try to monitor your child's social media as best as you can. We also need you to let us know when you see something. You can let the school know, let the administrators know, let the police know. We would like for you not to repost it, because unfortunately reposting it just reinvents the incident. So please let us know. Let your children know what is appropriate for social media activities. Social media can be great for research, for homework, or different things that your kids have to use social media for. But unfortunately, we've had some other incidents that created quite a few issues in schools last year after we had major incidents that occurred nationwide. So please, it's your responsibility as well as our responsibility, and we all need to work together to ensure that everyone is safe.
Okay, and we've posted the phone number. You can also call 911, but we've posted the phone number that you can call if you see an issue or have an issue with social media that you've seen on your child or friends of theirs page or their social media. Facebook or Twitter, their pages like that.
Correct.
So it seems like we are prepared for a critical incident that would happen in Baltimore County within a school building with the units that we have working together, correct?
Correct. And although we are prepared, I want to remind everyone that safety is everyone's responsibility. So you have 1 or 2 officers inside of your building, but you also have staff member in the building that can quickly report when they see an incident. So we prepare and we train, but every incident is unique and dynamic, so we can't really predict what's going to happen. All we can do is prepare and train to make sure that everyone is prepared to react. So we want you also to be proactive. Make sure you're talking to your students. We want the teachers and staff to talk to their students and prepare them for emergencies as well. But it is everyone's responsibility. We prepare and we train, But please keep everything in mind that you have to make sure that you're reporting.
Okay. And just real quick, there's a difference between a lockdown and a school alert in a system. What's the difference between the two, if you could just say real shortly?
So a lockdown occurs when there's a threat inside of the building. An example would be you have an active assailant inside of your building. At that point, we need the school to go into a lockdown where basically they are all inside of their classrooms, all the doors are locked, windows are shut, papers covering the doors so that people can't see in. An alert status is when there's an incident in the community. Starting next week, the school system and the police department will be working together to train in a more options-based approach. And basically, it will give you more options then to lock down based on the intel that you're receiving in a building.
Got it. Thank you very much. I appreciate you for being on the show today, and thank you for all that information.
Thank you for having me.
That. According to the National Association of School Resource Officers, the SRO plays a key role in maintaining a safe learning environment, providing valuable resources to school staff members, and fostering positive relationships with students. These officers work tirelessly to reverse the negative stigma of law enforcement with the younger generation that we see today. Baltimore County has realized that the value of this program and continues to expand it throughout schools in the county. For more information about the Baltimore County Police Department School Resource Officer Program, please call the Safe Schools section at 443-809-4360. Coming up next on our program, we will speak to Officer Cynthia Spriggs of the Baltimore County Police Traffic Resource Management Section to discuss back-to-school safety, pedestrian safety, and school safety. But first, this message.